Hey everybody, welcome back to the Success Secrets Revealed live stream show with Ron Couming, your host. And today we have an excellent, unbelievable guest with us. Actually, all our guests are unbelievable. But today you're going to really love who we have right now, and that's Forbes Riley. She has sold over $2.5 billion and over $1 billion in one 24-hour period. More on her in a second. I'm going to read you her bio, and then she's going to be coming on and talking to us. But I want to tell you how the show came about. I have a radio show, Internet Marketing and Business Solutions with Ronald Couming, and that has like 1.7 million reach. But because of COVID, they stopped manning the station. So they're running reruns. Now, I did that show for 3.5 years, so there's plenty of reruns with plenty of great guests. But given today's environment, I figured people needed fresh content. So I pivoted. I'm doing this live stream. I'm taking the audio out of the live stream. I'm sending it to the radio station. They're going to run it at some time. And so that's how the show got set up. And we only have one sponsor, and the sponsor on this show is my company, RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs much like you attract, convert, and retain your ideal customer and clients. At the end of the day, you can have the best products, services, and solutions, but if people can't find you for what they're searching for, and they're not searching for you by name because they don't know you or your company's name. If they did, they'd call you. They're searching for your product, solution, and service. That's what you need to come up on the first page for. So that's our sponsor. Now we have an amazing guest for us today is Forbes Riley. And this is her bio, you are the sum of the obstacles you overcome. Forbes frequently says as she turns her dreams into realities time and again. Forbes is an author, award-winning television personality, entrepreneur, creator of the SpinGym fitness sensation, and one of the most sought-after keynote speakers. In her career, she has grossed more than $2.5 billion. That's $2.5 billion as a motivator and role model. Forbes has a unique connection with her audience that stems from her own personal journey. Her statement is, dream it, believe it, achieve it. Help me welcome Forbes Riley as soon as I get this.
And the crowd goes wild.
Hey, there's the clap crack.
I know, I'm just being kind of sexy and daring today.
Yes.
I just got off of live home shopping out of my living room. You see my stepdaughter running around. It's been a crazy morning. So hello, everybody.
Oh, we're so blessed and grateful that you were able to set this time apart, because I saw your lives earlier. You're doing HSN, and you're like, see me live at 11:50.
85 million people in my house. Yes, it's pretty crazy.
Nice. 85 million. Wow.
I know, right?
Yep.
It's not bad. We'll sell about $500,000 of product in 20 minutes.
Nice.
You know how I do that, Ron? I do that with the perfect pitch, which is what I've been teaching all weekend, all month. We are now making pitch masters. I think that's the new thing we're going to be calling people, just pitch masters. If you can get your message out there. By the way, as much as I love you, never read a bio again. You don't need to do that. You start reading, people tune out. You go, hey, you know what? Here's Forbes, $2.5 billion host. Welcome her.
Yeah, and I liked your bio, because I've had some other people whose bio just went on, and they're telling me, well, they, as a kid, they went, to school, and their parent told them to do this, and then their parent told. I'm like, really? Well, I read it, but
no, don't ever read it again. It's disruptive. Yeah. It's not nice. Nobody cares about somebody's childhood. They don't even know the person. Here's my bio. Please welcome Forbes Riley.
Yay!
And I'm not kidding, because anything else that you need to know, author, speaker worth $2.5 billion, done. And you know why? Because until you know what I can do for you as a listener, you don't really care about anybody who's not super famous. And if they're super famous, you don't read their bio.
I love it. Yep, good stuff. Okay, so but you are super famous, and if you don't think you are, you should be. All right. So
well, that's an interesting statement. I am someone who has starred in television and movie and talk shows. I helped create the X Games. I've done 189 infomercials. To some people, I'm super famous. But what is me being famous to you? What do I represent to you? Just out of curiosity.
In terms of, to me, it's just an unbelievable one. You got a ton of energy, right? So just your energy level is astronomical. How you've accomplished all this, to me, is, I've heard before that if you want to get something done, if you have a team or you're in some type of a company, give it to the busiest person, because they'll know how to get it done, because they figured out how to be effective and efficient. So in my mind, there's multiple facets of expertise you bring to the table, but one of them is how to execute, how to get it done, figure out what you want to get it done, and move on to the next thing, and just stay focused, because it's so easy to be distracted.
Well, I'll tell you what, my superpower is not delegation. My superpower is being able to find, you tell me what you want, I will tell you exactly how to go get it. I am, without any pun intended, the backdoor queen. I've never been given anything. You tell me what's next on your plate, and I will help you get it. So, Ron, if you said to me you want $1 million, right? Would you like $1 million?
Yes.
Great. Go out and ask, and you can ask somebody for $1, right? You have no problem asking for $1. It's kind of easy. Go ask $1 from 1 million people. There's your $1 million. Oh, wait, that wasn't the solution you were hoping for?
No,
well,
it wasn't.
Go ask 100,000 people for $10. Okay, how about you ask 10,000 people for $100? Do the math. Not a joke. I'm not telling you you want to go get a job. People are like, well, I have to go get a job. No, you don't. You don't have to do a lot of things that you think you did. I managed to go to Europe on $20 a day because I said I could. I forged my Eurail pass 3 times while I was there, slept outside the train stations, and ate a lot of bread and cheese. But I didn't wait to make $1 million before I saw Europe. So you tell me what you want. I'm actually going to start this new, I feel like the Wizardess of Oz.
Yeah.
Ron, people come to me like, oh, Forbes, I just want more confidence. That's great. Come to breakthrough training in 2 days. I guarantee money back. You will get more confidence. What else do you want?
Well, tell me. I want to know about your breakthrough training. You have so many different courses, right? I just clicked on.
No. I have only one. I have one course. It's called communication. Communication with yourself. Communication with others.
Okay.
The communication that you do with yourself helps you finally understand how to become happier, to let the baggage of your past go, to stop playing so small, to stop whining as an adult and tell us what you can't do. And if you've ever heard someone say, I don't know ever, they need breakthrough. In my world, you don't say words that don't serve you. And that's a very different kind of tough love communication, just you on you.
Yeah, but I think that's vitally important, because I think that most people's biggest problem is their own, dialogue, their own self-talk. I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. I'm not in good enough shape. I'm not pretty enough.
Well, what are you doing on the 21st and 22nd of this month?
You haven't told me yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I don't do this very often, but I think that you're a massive influencer. And I know that you want to help the mission that we're on. I only allow 12 people in class at a time, but I would like to extend an invitation to you, because I'll tell you why. The problem with breakthrough, the only problem, is it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain the 2 men who got on my broadcast last night and look completely different. They look like they're glowing. One, his whole life, he would look in the mirror and say how much he hated his body. He's a little overweight, but he'd done something years ago, got caught for it, didn't actually do it, got accused of a horrible crime. And it's the stigma of that, the shame of that, which he actually got off for, carried with him and made him this down, dark, heavy person with a bad relationship with his kids and a horrible relationship with his dad. Ask Philip Arnoff, find him today, which is about a week since the breakthrough. Right. He not only talked to his dad just loved on him. We all loved on him, and he's glowing. I don't know how to describe to you that you could be glowing. You could feel lighter. And I was on a call. I'm on business calls all the time, Ron, and people just start crying. This seems to be my little superpower. I don't do dishes well. I can't sew a dress, but I'll tell you what I can do. I can see the truth behind somebody's words. And so apparently when they start talking to me, a lot of people are really in pain right now. And they break down crying. You don't have to cry, but I think that you, my friend, need to witness what I do. So if you have the time, I would like you to come see this.
Is it virtual?
Oh, it's real as could be, but yes, it's on a Zoom call.
Done. On the 21st and 22nd.
Yeah, it's all day from 9:30 to 4:30. You don't get to leave. You don't get to take a break. You're right there. 2 days of immersive, amazing. I can't even call it a training. It is like letting people finally live their life freer than they would ever imagine. And I do that now. I'm doing it every other week because so many people need it, and I can only do 12 people at a time.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. And yeah, and I remember you were telling me stories about how you just walked into a room and you touched a woman, and that changed the entire dynamics of everything that was supposed to happen. For the purpose of you being there was just totally altered, and then the result of what happened with the whole audience was just a tremendous flow. I do agree. Listening to you, and I've seen the videos, and I saw the videos, and I saw how it panned in the sky, and I was telling you, I was getting chills as I was listening to some of them. So
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing this. Most people want me to be a spokesperson for their product. We've grossed billions of dollars doing that. Or they come to me because they want to learn how to pitch. And I teach a really cool 2-week pitch class, entry level, where you can get your message out there. But this breakthrough thing, no matter where I go lately, and I don't know what the miracle part is. I just keep witnessing. I witnessed people who confessed they were raped when they were 9 years old in the back of a camping trip, never told anybody, lose 200 pounds because they finally got through a memory that's not real because they're in their 50s. And I know as I say these words, it touches a lot of people's hearts where they stuff those emotions down. And by the way, you don't need to be raped or molested or physically hurt to qualify. You just have to believe that when mom said that you weren't enough, or she was an alcoholic, or didn't pay attention to you, there's all kind of reasons why you make up stories in your head for you to play small. And then you continue to act on them, and then you continue to live smaller. And Ron, it breaks my heart. And I don't know, maybe I've witnessed a lot of death lately. Not only losing friends, but I was an eyewitness to the Las Vegas shooting. And maybe you don't get to escape seeing something that dramatic up close and not cross over to some other understanding. And for the first time in my life, I turned 60. My 2 children, who I wanted to spend a lot of time raising, I watched Tony Robbins run his career, and he's got kids he didn't spend a lot of time with because he spent time with everyone else. Oprah has no children. Ellen has no children. When you've got little children, I wanted to spend time with them. But now they're at a time when they're going off on their own. And I think what shifted with me and why this message is so profound right now is that I'm willing to sacrifice my time and who I am to help you, whoever you are. And that's what's happened. In the last 2 months, we've helped thousands, literally from the comfort of my own home, transform their lives where they get to stand up and say, I'm no longer controlled by the fact that my dad beat me because I had the last sip of milk in the refrigerator when I was 8. And you realize, wow, and when that comes to the surface and you get so mad at it, well, you're not 8 and your dad's dead. Why are you still so mad? And so we literally do this breakthrough where you let that stuff go. And on the other side of this, here's what I'll promise to you. There's a level of peace. There's a level of charity, and there's a level of hope and easiness. And people actually look at you and say, wow, did you lose weight? Yeah, you lost that giant black cloud that you've been carrying all your life.
That's huge, and that is probably the single biggest thing that holds people back. And breaking through and coming through that is phenomenal. And then once that happens, that true change, then they take the pitch master class or these other things, and whatever business they're in or whatever relationship they're in, even if they're not in business, everything is just going to, they're just going to have so much more mental and emotional peace in their lives. So
clarity. Ron, you talk to people, your clients. Do you get frustrated sometimes because your clients just can't figure out how to help you help them?
Yeah, right? even when you tell them.
And or how about employees, people that you've hired, who'll say one thing and do something else? You're like, but you're an honest person. Why are you doing that? Because this little engine thing is running inside of them. And I liken it to your hard drive in your computer. If you have one little line of a virus or a code that doesn't work, the whole system breaks down.
Yep. So clean that up, and then everything else just excels too.
Well, I love that. We have a contest starting, Ron. Actually, one of my team members put on a shirt called Forbes Day. What have you Forbes lately? What have you created when no one else thought it's possible? I know Ron's going, man, we made your name a verb. Because Ron, question, look at you. At your age, at your time in life, you are running a successful company. You are helping people. Did you know you could do that? Do people say, Ron, maybe you shouldn't be doing something else, right?
Frequently. I think I heard that yesterday.
That's
I'm not lying. They're like, what are you doing, man? Get a job. I'm like, what are you kidding me?
oh, right. The whole get a job thing. I love the fact that people have no idea how we run our lives. I'll tell you what, my 17-year-old made 6 figures in 8 weeks.
Yep, running a funnel, right?
I don't want her to get a job, and I really don't want her to go back to high school right now. She's in her senior year, and I don't want to be losing my beautiful girl to learning how to do algebra and speak French that she'll never need.
Yeah, for what? You get a calculator.
Right. Well, but that's, maybe the whole world that we're talking about really is changing.
Big time.
So we're going to have a contest. I'm just telling you this now. We're going to announce it tomorrow, where all you need to do is go buy one of these t-shirts. There's a website called Live Greatness. It's not my site. They created Forbes shirts. And you're going to start to post. You're going to start to share. I also have an affiliate link to my $19 training that people are making $500 and $600 a week right now, telling people to come to a $19 class with Forbes Riley. I give you 100% of the commission. So you put the t-shirt on, you tell somebody, they sign up, you make money instantly. And then one lucky winner, because every time we see your picture in the hashtag, we put your name in a giant fishbowl. And on August 30th, at the end of this month, we're going to pull out a name for a value of $6,000, not cash, but you're going to be on my radio show. You're going to be featured, your business. You're going to get all kind of goodies, about $6,000 worth of goodies, just for putting on a t-shirt and telling us what you Forbes lately. What did you create in your life, and what are you about? This is going to be a crazy movement that we're creating.
I love it, man. I love it. Now, have you created like the copy for it so you can just clearly explain it to people that what
no,
they're
that's
doing?
what I'm calling you later, because that's what you do, man. You're the copy master. No, I just come up with ideas. I'm a total dreamer, a total schemer, and I'm the only one in this room right now who's on live home shopping with 85 million people about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And the best part of all this, and I'm so loving it, remember those 2 kids that I was afraid about losing? Well, now they're here, they're running my company, and we spend all this time together. And so while the lockdown is weird, and a couple of days ago, yesterday, I actually got a hotel room for the first time. I just need to get out of my house. But we can do this right. We can make this work for us. We have to. We don't have a choice. You can't keep hoping somebody's going to give you a handout.
No.
I've never.
Yeah. No, the government can't even save itself. It ain't going to save you. And it's not designed to save us. That's not its function. You know what I mean? So you have got to create your own future. It really doesn't matter, like Jim Rohn says, it really doesn't matter like what's happened to you or what, because that's pretty much happened to all of us. It's what you do with it. You know what I mean? And then you have people like you, that people for $19, how can you not take that course? And just imagine one client, even if your lifetime value of a client is $5,000, I mean, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Trust me, I do know. And actually, if you go to Forbes 360, which is where everything is, sign up for pitch class. It really is. So we had class last night. Do you know what people get for $19? They get my heart. They get to meet me. I had one woman just break down crying. I have people that I'm such a fan of. And I guess if I had a chance to meet some of them, and I've gotten to hang out with Billy Mays. I just interviewed Frank Shankowitz, the creator of Make-A-Wish, last night. Les Brown, NFL great Joe Theismann. I wanted to meet some of these people. Florence Henderson used to be one of my best friends. God bless that woman.
Oh, the Brady Bunch. I
grew up watching the Brady Bunch, and somehow I manifested that she and I became friends. We did an infomercial together. I used to watch Battlestar Galactica as a little kid, and Richard Hatch became one of my best friends. I actually don't know how we created all of this, except that I wanted it.
You Forbes it.
Well, I Forbesed it, and that's what we're talking about here. How do you Forbes whatever you want? Ron, what's one thing that you want right now?
Freedom.
Careful what you wish for. That's not what you want. You'll get that.
Yeah, but we did this before. And
I know. One thing, you want to get my website up. I know that.
Okay, and I want to add a couple zeros to your bank account.
Yeah, I totally want you to do that. But what else? What's one other thing that you want that's a little out of your reach? Very specific. Come on.
I'd like to buy a condo on St. Croix.
Okay, you can't say I'd like, because that's not the
I will. I'm going to buy a condo on St. Croix.
Do you have a picture of it?
I know you. Well, in my mind, I do. I've stayed.
No. I'll tell you. You said this is what I do. Number one, see the hat off the side that says 10X. You got a hat. You know what I wanted? I wanted to be on stage, and I did. Now, that's not a joke. I made that happen every step of the way, from the way that I met Elena and Grant in a hallway because I staked it out and wanted to meet them, the way that I introduced myself, the way that I followed up, the way that I finally said to Grant, I don't think you have enough women on your stage. I literally made it happen. No one gave that to me. I created it. So for you, listen to this, everybody. Ron deserves a condo in St. Croix because I want to come spend time with him. So it needs to be a 3 to 4 bedroom condo, just so you know. But if you don't have a picture of it and where it's located, it's a wish. I didn't wish to be a 10X. I wanted it. And so, Ron, no kidding aside, go on Zillow, wherever you go to find properties in St. Croix, go shopping for it. Why not? You want it, don't you?
Exactly.
Find it.
Yep.
Get a picture of it, see how much it costs, and put it up on your wall. Now, you know what your brain says? Your brain says, wow, how much does a condo do you think go for?
That particular one is probably about 500,000.
Okay, so you need an extra 500,000. This is a math equation. That's all you need.
Right.
Right? So now you're going to go, wow. So if I can get Forbes to sell some stuff and really get her moving, I can make that 500,000. Or I can do something else, but now your number is 500,000, and actually it's not. It's double that because of taxes. So now you got to go, wait, I want to spend 500. Oh, but wait, I could get a mortgage on that. Maybe I only need 75,000.
Correct.
So now it's a real conversation. And so next year when we're sitting here having some cocktail in St. Croix in your condo, you're like, well, wait a second. Last year I was just talking about it, but I don't want to talk, Ron. I want you to go get it because I need a vacation. So get moving.
I love it. And do you know Christian Hauser?
Not only Christian Hauser, but who do you think made the T-shirt and is the sponsor for the contest?
Look at how he put. Look what he did for you. He put right in the comments.
Well, actually,
how to sign up for your pitch class.
You know what Christian did? Everyone who's watching, that's Christian's affiliate link. He's going to get the $19 every time you sign up. I get nothing except you get to come to class. That's a very clever move.
Good for him.
If you had an affiliate link, you'd be making $19. He could probably make, if 1,000 of you jump on my class, because Christian just posted there, he will make $19,000. Do the math, Ron. I'm not kidding. Let's go get a condo. What else do you want?
I want you to ask somebody else some questions.
Well, you know what? I could ask Christian what he wants. You know what Christian wanted? Christian wanted to recover from the fact that someone stole $1 million from him. They actually kind of swindled him out of $1 million. So here's what he wants. He wants to forgive them completely and let that go.
Mental and emotional.
He actually said he wanted to build a business with Forbes Riley, so he did, with my name on his T-shirts. He didn't wish for that. He said, this is what I want. I'm going to do this. And now his birthday is tomorrow, and he wants all of us to celebrate happy birthday wearing a Forbes T-shirt, and he'll get exactly what he wanted.
And so he's your #1 fan.
Well, yeah, next to Joshua and my kids and you. I love him. I will tell you what, you know what happened for Christian, and if you want to ever interview him, it's beautiful. But he went through breakthrough, and he found a new relationship with his grandfather, who's been passed away for a long time. He uncovered something about himself that from a very early memory, he wasn't really good about trusting. And so it kind of plagued him his whole life. That doesn't plague him anymore. And because of that, he's become our #1. He's not only a #1 student and fan, but everybody who comes into our world, they meet him and fall in love with him because he's decided that he's going to be that guy. I've watched him step into his greatness. In my world, we have an avatar. We create somebody because a lot of us, including me, have a hard time being confident. So Ron, let me ask you, when you're not feeling so confident, is there a movie star, kind of a tough guy out there that you really kind of idolize? Who might that be?
Christopher Walken.
Oh, now, but okay, yes and no. So Christopher Walken, come on, seriously, I actually see that, but he's a little creepy, you know?
Yeah, I loved him in the movie King of New York. That's how I first became exposed to him. And then he
All
was
right, so give me 3 qualities of King of New York's Christopher Walken. Go.
He basically saw the value in people who other people didn't see the value in.
Awesome.
He saw the value in charity. when he went to that Joey Chang and said, listen, we could build this. They're going to close the hospital. We can sell this stuff. We're going to sell it anyhow, but we can give $21 million a quarter and get the hospital up and running. And I love the fact that he, there's a group of people. I mean, he just had so much integrity that when somebody crossed him, it didn't matter who that person was. Because there were certain people who are out with child porn and doing all this other stuff. He went out there and terminated those activities, or at least those people.
Okay, I don't think I've actually seen the movie then because I don't remember that character. I'm loving the character. If I were you, as you're on your own personal journey, as you've got your picture of St. Croix up there in the condo, the exact condo that you want to buy, no joke, because you're going to go, when you got the money, you're going to the realtor. I would get a picture of Christopher Walken in that movie and also put it up there with words like integrity, charity, power. Because when you don't, it's a funny thing about when you look out your eyes, not at a Zoom call, but you don't know what you look like, do you? None of us do. But if I walk around thinking that I am J-Lo, I have a little bit of a different swagger, or if I think that I'm like one of the ones that I used when I was very nervous one day, I was auditioning for a Broadway show, and I pretended in my own head to be Audrey Hepburn in the movie Roman Holiday. Now, she doesn't talk the way I do. She talks much more eloquently because she is a queen. Actually, she was a princess at the time, and she escaped the castle that night and had a wonderful night on the town and met this photographer and had a great time, but no one knew she was a princess. And so when I went for my Broadway audition, I was so afraid because Forbes Riley is a little chatterbox. I said, well, let's not do Forbes Riley today. Let's do the princess. And all of a sudden, Ron, I talked differently. I actually looked at people as though they were subjects, and I smiled the way, because that's how and it was amazing. I got a Broadway show because of it.
Wow.
So you don't have to do you. In fact, in some of my trainings, we're going to erase your parents. If your mom was an alcoholic, abusive mom, God bless her, let her go, pick a new mom. I had a woman pick Meryl Streep at her height of her career. And then I said, well, tell me what it's like to be Meryl Streep's daughter. And she started telling me these wonderful things, and she lit up. And I said, the funny thing about you telling me the story of your mom versus Meryl Streep mom, I don't know the difference. But your body was a lot more fun to watch when you were pretending about Meryl Streep.
Nice.
It's kind of a funny thing. Why do you have to keep telling yourself the same baloney that doesn't serve you if it's not real anyway?
I love it. And what comes to my mind is that there are so many common things, even though like what you've talked about, a lot of people's blocks probably came from some negative activities, but there are so many common things that we have, but we all live in such a state of isolation and we don't speak on it. But I think there's probably people have a lot more in common than they think. And the breakthrough to me sounds like an amazing opportunity, because a lot of times you hide that because of the isolation, and you feel so much shame and guilt, and it just destroys you from the inside.
I can't wait to expose you to this world. I've witnessed more than 20 some odd thousand people go through breakthrough in the 20 years that I've done this training.
Where did you start, when you were 4?
Yeah, no, I love you for that. No, I'll tell you what happened for me. Was that I was a tough, gritty, go-getter little girl who just wanted. I didn't have a lot growing up. And I had a sense inside of myself because my parents loved me. They were very sweet, non-alcoholic, very lovely parents who were dreamers. My dad was an inventor who invented things nobody needed. He invented, I saw a picture of a go-kart made out of half a garbage can.
I already like him.
Oh, I know, you would have loved my dad.
I already like Dad, man.
My dad did magic tricks. My dad made everything seem so different. We had hidden compartments in our house. You could walk through walls in my home. I didn't live like anybody else. It was so magically weird. I mean, literally, I had a go-kart made out of half a garbage can, a lawnmower engine, and covered in paper mache. Everyone on the block knew that we were the odd family. My dad would tinker and make things. He would come over the house and things would fly around and disappear. And you're like, and I very much like Willy Wonka or Harry Potter. Yep. Maybe that's why I do dream the way I do. I was flying an airplane when I was 15 years old. We didn't actually even have that much money, but that was my dad's dream. He grew up flying seaplanes. He made sure that I could do that. I wasn't very grounded in the real. I built my first computer with my dad called the Thinker Blinker when I was 8 years old in 4th grade. And I had to stand up in front of my entire class and basically lie about how I conceived of the two solenoids that when you walked up, this thing turned itself on. I had a magnet in my ring because there was a silicone strip with 3 magnetic relays, and the thing said yes, no, or maybe, but nobody could find any buttons. Ron, I don't live in reality. Now, I'm old enough now to realize what a crazy kid. But it's translated. Don't you think when actors, like Star Wars actors, you know that it's all green screen. None of that is real. Actors know how to pretend better than anybody. We pretend all kinds of things. We pretend that we're got big green legs. We pretend we're a dinosaur. We're talking to just Jurassic Park, just dinosaurs? No, that's all in our head. So maybe being an actress and an improv artist is what served me the best in the long run, not my business training. I was doing this the other day. Yes, and. I'll play you a game. All right. This game is called Fortunately, Unfortunately. You ready?
Ready.
All right. Give me a topic, any topic whatsoever.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Do you want fortunately or unfortunately?
Fortunately.
All right. So you're going to say fortunately something about ice cream. I'm going to do the unfortunately. You're going to say fortunately. Every sentence has to start with that. And we have to talk about ice cream. So okay. I'm going to start. Unfortunately, I love chocolate ice cream, but it doesn't like my hips.
Fortunately, after exercising, my hips recover.
Unfortunately, I am exhausted and just want to eat more ice cream.
Fortunately, after eating ice cream, you feel more invigorated and your energy has returned.
Unfortunately, mine has so much sugar, I just crash and burn.
Fortunately, there are ice cream without sugar or low sugar.
Unfortunately, you're completely right and I want some. So
fortunately, you can.
Hey! So now we've just played a game, all right? And I do this a lot because that's how I'm still this crazy little kid who plays games. You ought to see, you'll experience this in Breakthrough where we count to 10. And you've never seen a game where you can count to 10 that ends like this one.
Nice. I love it.
So come dream with me. I don't live, like I said, because I didn't live like anyone else. Now, what I do though, is when I was in my mid-30s, early 30s actually, I met a guy at a party and he said that night, he said, you know what, my friends don't like you. And I was like, what do I care? Your friends aren't actors or producers, they can't hire me. What do I care if, And it was weird. He's like, really, that's what you want to be? I'm like, I don't, no one teaches you how to be. And he said, look, there's this seminar thing, you should go to it. Well, back then I didn't know what I thought seminars were cults and you don't go to that. And back then in the 80s, it was $400. I didn't come from money, so I'm not going to pay money for something I don't know. Then he says to me, and he's not even a good friend, he said, you know what? I'm going to pay for you to go to this. Like, excuse me? Now, you know what my limiting belief about that, Ron, was at that moment?
Yeah.
Nobody gives anybody anything for free. That's how I was raised. And if he's going to give this to you, he's going to want to sleep with you. Well, it turns out couldn't have been furthest from his mind, but that was my belief system based on my history. So he pays for me. I go to this seminar. It was 5 days, and it was unbelievable. I didn't know that people did this and talked that way and opened up about their relationships with their parents and all kinds of things I'd never heard before. Then on the way out, they try to upsell you to the advanced training. The advanced training was $900. So Ron, here's what I did. Rather than say, that was great, I want to continue, I called my friend from my limiting belief and I said, this was a joke. They're just trying to get more money out of me. And he said, but wait, didn't you enjoy the training? I'm like, yeah, it was wonderful, but. He said, there's no buts. Go down the road. He said, you spent a couple of $100,000 and are in debt because of college, and I don't know what you learned in American history, but you just told me how wonderful this was. So all my limiting beliefs, as everyone comes up to here. And I said, well, okay, it was good, but that's really expensive. He said, look, I'm not paying for this one. You want to go to it? I said, yeah, actually I do. I loved it a lot. I really am now curious to see in a smaller, more intimate group what I can learn. But it's $900. He said, look, I'll make you a loan, no interest, you pick the terms. Now, I come from no money. My dad at some point was in the hospital for 3 years. I know what broke felt like, and I know that people, when they hand you out something, it's because they feel bad for it. I know when everyone went to feel bad. He said, I'm not feeling bad. Give me a loan, pick the terms. And I said, okay, 9 months, $100 a month. He said, okay. And I went to this training. Ron, the Saturday night of that training was one of the greatest 5 nights of my entire life. right up there with meeting the love of my life and having kids. The way they set that training up, that Saturday night, and by the way, when I was going through it, I hated it because they made me put on a maid's outfit and have to clean up after people, and everybody else was getting to perform, and I kept thinking, I was so angry the whole day the way I was being treated. The end of the night, the leader turned the whole thing around, and it ended up being, without saying too much, about me. And he played this song, and they all washed my feet. And I'm not sure what's going on. He looked at me and said, "You don't get it, do you?" I said, "Get what?" He said, "If you're a great leader, and we think that you are, you need to learn how to serve." I got the lesson. I got the lesson so hard. And you know, when you're really stubborn, it takes somebody and something that amazing to get you to see something.
Yeah.
I was 31 years old, and it changed my life completely. But then I still didn't want to give into it. I still wanted to be my actress and the TV host. And I don't think it was until I hit my 50s and I went through some major tragedies, including the murder of a young man that I raised for 12 years, that I've decided now is my time to serve. And what that means is that you surrender a lot of your time. You sacrifice. I'm on endless calls, Zoom calls. I talk to people all around the world. I was talking to hundreds of people in India the other night. I've got a big call to Uganda. Wow. They want to know what it's like to be an empowered person, to dream, to be an American, to be a woman who can talk to men. They want to know all kinds of things. And so rather than sit and watch Netflix or hang out with my fiance, who I love, I'm spending time helping other people. Because somebody saw in me and literally knighted me and said, if you want to be a leader, baby, you better start really, really serving people.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I can't, that's amazing. We got like less than 5 minutes left. I wish we had, I wish I didn't even have a next guest. You know what I mean? I do. I appreciate her too, but this has been phenomenal. And I got to be honest, when I was in business for a long time too, and we're all here to sell and make money. But once I got that, it served. Once my mindset switched from selling and my whole everything, the conversation, my approach, my demeanor, my energy, once I started realizing that I had just served them and everything else will work itself out. And my business tripled at least. But so I'm a big fan of that as well.
All right, so I just made you a crazy offer, my friend, because I'm not going to charge you for this at all. But if you can make the 21st and 22nd, this particular show today is going to serve for you as a milestone, because the way you communicated to yourself and to me and to your audience, as wonderful as you are, we're going to call this day one. On August 23rd, or right afterwards, you and I are going to get together and do the other side of this, part two, so that you can share with them. I'm actually letting a lot of people here. So Susie says, breakthrough is my word for 2020. I need to get a t-shirt. By the way, again, it's not my website, it's Christian. You go to livegreatness.com. You need to get a Forbes t-shirt to be part of the contest. You will make more than your money back. Guarantee that. And some lucky person's going to get a $6,000 value, all by moving this mission forward that you can break through and step into your best life now.
I love it. I love it. So valuable. Multiple. We have breakthrough. We have pitch and master of the pitch. So first, take care of the stuff that's holding you back and limiting you, and then you have the second part that's just going to help.
Let's go make money and have fun. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
360. I'm going to put everything is there. It's a little Linktree link. Everything is there. The entire system. And I'm even going to put how you can get SEO better with Ron on my Linktree. Why not? Let's serve everybody.
Right. Forbes360.com, right?
Yep. www.
Yep.
I love you. You are awesome, Ron. Thank you for being in my life. Wait till you see the newest website brought to you by Ron. He's taking his expertise, and through me, he's going to end up helping you.
I love it. And then we're going to get the SEO out there. And through that SEO, you're going to help even more, a couple of 100,000 more people, because they're just going to be able to reach. I love it. You know what I mean?
Okay, a couple of 100,000? You know, I have grossed 2.5 billion. Let's go for a bigger number. What do you want?
No, I mean, that's a couple of 100,000 more people you're going to be able to serve. So however much you make from 2 or 3
No, there's 7 billion people on the planet. Let's not leave out that woman in Algeria who needs my help. Just kidding. I'm just
done. We can target Nigeria. We can geo-target any city. Believe me, there is so much stuff we can do.
I can't wait to really get going with you. I love
Hey,
it.
we can geo-target an address, and we can do it with like certain phone numbers and how many phone numbers are in there and not in there. So if we have somebody's phone number and we geo-target an address, so if they go in there, so let's say you wanted to do Grant Cardone, right? We could target that building, right? And then we could target, you know what I mean? So there's ways that you can.
Oh, the building that we're in. Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, you can target anything.
I can't wait to play with you. All right, go get your next book. I adore you. I will see you soon. I'm put you on the calendar, and I can't wait to get started.
I love it, Forbes. Thanks so much. We'll talk soon.
Bye, baby. Mwah.